Hari Om everyone. Today's shloka for contemplation and chanting is from Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga 4.34. Tad viddhi praṇipātena paripraśhnena sevayā upadekṣhyanti te jñānaṁ jñāninas tattva-darśhinaḥ. Learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Tad, the truth. Viddhi, try to learn. Praṇipātena, by approaching a spiritual master. Paripraśhnena, by humble inquiries. Sevayā, by rendering service. Upadekṣhyanti, can impart. Te, on to you. Jnānaṁ, knowledge. Jñāninas, the enlightened. Tattva-darśhinaḥ, those who have realized the truth. Yeah, each of us can come up with our own understanding of the shloka. Who wants to go first? Santoshi, you want to go first?
Sure. I will.
Yeah.
So, the shloka talks about the Satguru, who is Brahma Varishta, Brahma Varenya, in the sense who is a realized master who know the truth. The truth in the sense, the self, whatever we say, that is the only truth that is available in this universe. So in order to know the truth, we need to first approach a realized master in a very not with the what do you say? You should be very humble and you should do service to the Guru and get the information from him by asking the questions about and get the viveka from him and learn what is Atma, what is Anatma, what is Atma Sakshatkara, and then get the jnana from him and then apply it in your in this way, a realized master will give his knowledge, and by the grace of him, by the Guru's grace, we'll be able to know what is the truth, and we can stay in the self always. So here, if you can see, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is a Guru, wherein he is guiding Swami Vivekananda when he approaches him to realize the God, and he just touches his right leg on his chest, and wherein he will be in that way, wherever he see, he'll be seeing only God for 1 week. So again, he goes back to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and says, I'm not able to control this. Please take this back. So and again there is one more where conversion between the Yama and Nachiketa, and this also talks about he wanted to know about Atma Jnana, but still Yama wanted to tell that. But finally, because of this humbleness and to know the thing, to know the truth, he actually guides him the way path. So these are all the realized master who talks us and guides us about the truth. This is what I understand from this shloka.
Saravanan, do you have any questions for Santoshi?
Yeah. So, Santoshji, this is, as you say, approach the Guru. First thing is, when do you know to approach? How do you know who's the Guru, and what about your own study?
Okay. See, it's very difficult to, there is a word in Bhagavad Gita, so Ishvara Guru Atmeti. In the sense, like, first you need to do your karma yoga, and then bhakti yoga. So in that way, when your chitta shuddhi happens, then the same Ishvara Guru Atmeti, Ishvara will come in the form of Guru, the realized master, and guide you towards the truth. Which means the grace from the Guru might be based on your sadhana and the sadhana in the sense it is not, it could be from your past janma and this janma as well. But when the time permits and it comes, then when there is a Guru's grace and Ishvara's grace, then the realized master will come into your life. With this grace, you will be able to know the truth. But for this, Chitta Shuddhi is must, and that should happen by doing Karma Yoga and Jnana, Bhakti Yoga.
Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga you have to do first.
No. Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga and Kriya Yoga. See, there are, how I say, we say, right, Narayana Samarambha, Shankaracharya Madhyama, and then Sadashiva. Narayana gives us the jnana, and Sadashiva preaches about the yoga. Yoga in the sense, the Kriya Yoga and whatever that yogas that we practice based on Patanjali way or, this one. So in order to make ourselves ready to, know the truth. See, just by knowing, this is what the truth, yourself itself is, truth in the sense nobody will realize that, right? For that Chitta Shuddhi happen, who am I should be first known, then you should have that. And then a lot of impressions and vasanas need to be removed. For that cleansing process is all about, doing the Karma Yoga and then, doing Bhakti Yoga and Kriya Yoga, all this stuff. And then only, you will get a realized master and then he will guide
you. So, what is the truth we are talking about here?
The truth what I'm talking is about Atma Jnana, the self, whatever we say that, the ultimate truth.
Yeah, so looks like very few are here. You're saying should know the truth, but it looks like so many people are living. Like looks like truth is not. Can I say truth is not that essential for living?
No, for living it is not essential. It again depends upon you. If you are a mumukshu, wherein you need mukti, then you need to know about that's the swarupa, the real truth, right? It's not necessary that you can live the life anyway. I mean, for me, it's again a mind game. For any individual, if I am happy, my mind is happy, then everything is happy.
So what is this mind game?
It's what I'm talking is about again a mind, right? Why we do all this thing. Because we wanted salvation. We wanted to know that, that what is mukti is all about and how do I achieve that? In this process, we need to go through so many procedures and, then approach the Guru and know the things and do Shravana, Mana, Nidhyasa and then, go forward. And again, when you talk about life, right, it is not necessary for anybody to realize that, yes, it again depends upon each individual, where they are, what they want in their life. That's what I understand.
So is this also a like, do you have to dedicate full time to know this truth and to attain mukti?
I have my own time, but whenever I have a time, I'll start doing this. Like I listening to Prabhuji's talks and do meditation, all this thing.
So is it so? Looks like this is still optional one.
That again depends upon individual. Like it is optional. Might be for somebody, it might be optional. Might be for somebody, it might be priority. It depends upon the individual where he stands and what he exactly needs.
Between 0% and 100%, looks like someone has no interest, someone has 100% interest, someone 30%, 60%.
Yes, that is again based on their karmic impressions and the vasanas what they have acquired from earlier years. It is not easy to get we are all so blessed to have a realized master in our life. That's what I can say.
Okay. We'll discuss more with rest after everyone finishes. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarvanji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shubhaji.
Thank you. Manmeet
Yes, Shubhaji. Like,
Yeah.
what I understood from this shloka is nothing but the Guru is the one who will able to take us to the truth. It's nothing but God. So until and unless Guru is not there in our life, we'll not be able to find the truth. So there should be someone like there should be someone who is a realized saint who can give us knowledge. So what Krishna says is like first we have to search Guru, or else we have to approach a spiritual master. Then whatever the question is there in within us, we can ask him or approach him, and we have to surrender to a Guru in order to be self, in order to get self-realization. So this is what I understood from this. So Guru is the one who will take us to the right path. So if Guru is not there in our life, then we'll not be able to reach that level. So here, what I think is like we should search someone who is already liberated or self-liberated, or who has already seen the truth. Like if I take an example, even even now I have n number of questions, but I didn't find anyone who have given me the right answer. But in that path, I've met so many people who have showed me the path. Like if I give an example, in my own company, I've met Vijayji. So from him, I'm here. So now he's like a guru for me. Because of him, I'm in this session. I'm learning something new, or I'm moving little forward to my ultimate goal, which is nothing but self-realization. So that is what I meant. So until and unless we surrender, we'll be able to find the truth. So that's what I.
Yeah, very nice, Manmeet. So when you say surrender, what do you actually mean?
Like, first of all, we should have that passion, like to know the truth. If you don't have that passion, then there is no question or no doubt to move forward. So that one thing should be there within us. If that is there, then obviously God will connect to the people who is already self-realized. So I don't think that is unexpected or coincidence. Everything is like a thread. He'll tie the knot and he'll leave it. So that is the thing.
Very nice. So you mentioned that you had a lot of questions.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so like these questions were towards what? Like, can you just give us a sample?
Like, main question is, first of all, who am I? Why am I here? So something like that.
What made you come up with these questions? Why did these questions come up?
By looking into the people, like while walking or while roaming around, I'll observe each and every people. Sometimes I'll see a beggar who is handicapped. I'll feel bad. But okay, that is because of his karmic thing. He's something like that. But I'll be thinking why God has made such discrimination. Like that is not done by him. It is something came because of nature. He's born like that. That was not his choice, but he's born like that. So I have that question, like why God has made such things.
So are you getting answers like why God made people like that?
It's spiritual, I'm getting answered, but I'm not getting the actual
Okay.
the reason behind that.
Okay. Definitely, I think as we spend more time, there will be more clarity. Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
and like, how is this helping? Like, what kind of changes do you see with this with the satsang you are attending?
Now thinking has been changed. The way of thinking has been changed. Before I used to feel bad, but now, okay, there is something behind that. I'll think like that. Okay, he might have done something in the past. That's why he's suffering.
Okay.
I
And
used to think in one direction, but now in all the direction I'll be thinking.
so does that lead to any further?
Yes, 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 yes. It is helping me a lot. And also, I'm learning Gita also.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks, Manoj. This will go with Isha ji.
One moment. Okay, from this shloka, oh, how do I say? See, you know, I get, for me, what I think personally is when I am ready, when I'm ready to learn is when I will start looking for these answers to my question, or I will start seeking truth. So personally, there was Gita in my house from pretty long time. Okay, from many years. I just bought Gita, I kept it. I tried reading it when I was pregnant. I just took, I didn't know where, chapter 1, chapter 2, that much of knowledge also I didn't have, that it consists of 18 chapters. I know that it has been, told. I know how Gita works in terms of Mahabharata. But in a book, I didn't know there was 18 chapters and all. I just started reading suddenly the first, introduction. Then I thought, okay, fine, let me go to chapter 1. And then there were shlokas, and I didn't know how to pronounce those words in English, so I just closed it and left. And then my aunt suggested, why are you reading the toughest one? Start reading something simple. Usually they suggest to read something while you're pregnant. Then yeah, that's it. After that, Gita was kept. Again, I felt like taking. Then I told you that we had tenants who are from ISKCON. Again, it triggered my memory. This was in 2020. So again, I felt like, I have to learn Gita. And again, I opened the book. I keep getting forwards, WhatsApp, everything. Okay. I know I read, I see messages, but I never, I didn't know where to start, or maybe the time wasn't there that I join a class. And even when this class group came, I just joined. I sent it to everybody, whomever I know in all the groups, and everybody were questioning me about this group. I don't know, wait, I have to ask somebody, whoever has put me, and I answered them. And in the beginning, first day class, even I was skeptical. I didn't know what to expect from here. Initially, I was thinking like it's too much on me, nothing I'm able to, it's not getting inside. I'm not able to connect to it. But as and when, there's something which says, just give it some time. I have joined so many groups and left. Okay. I try to be there, but I have left because I couldn't get the connection. Okay. And I have left, now I feel that slowly, it's not that I might be in 0.1% out of 100%, but I am still hanging on to it and I want to reach there. So it's all, when you're ready, you will find your guru, and the person who's teaching you. It can be, you know, here in Shloka, it actually shows one particular person. It can be one particular person, or it can be a situation or anything. It will teach you as and when you are ready only. What I am ready to learn only, I can learn. Just because I have something, everything laid in front of me, I cannot learn it. So even if I can, this is something which I wanted for my son also when he started school and all. I was like, I want a teacher who will teach him when he is ready and what he is ready to learn. But unfortunately, there is no schooling like that, who will spend so much of time. So if we have seen all this, no, usually the guru, the first 1 year, 2 years, it will go in service only. He may say, go fetch water, clean the step, clean the classroom, get water for other disciples. These are services. When you do services, the first way you learn things. When you're doing something, the guru is actually observing you. So he will actually know how to teach you certain things. So when Vijay sir gives example of chitrana and masala dosa, it enters my head. In case he gives me that big complex word, I'll be thinking, what are all these terms? Now I have to go and translate it in Google, then learn. It's a tedious job, right? So each one is different. So you just forward me something, I might see, I might not see, but then few people need it in few way. I think seeking a correct guru, and the guru decides, at what time, how much can I put inside this empty vessel, so that it retains there, it doesn't get overfilled, or it doesn't flow out uselessly. So that's the connection I feel they're saying, render your service. That's what I feel it means. Always you learn through, first you go to a place, then immediately don't sit and learn, do something. First render your service, then you start questioning, then they will teach you, then you question, don't accept. One of you shared video, right? So many times I got this video where they said the last shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, just because I've told you something, so many things, just don't take it because I told you. He's saying himself, just because I told you, don't accept. Understand, contemplate, question, then you do what you want to do. So always questions brings more clarity, actually. So that's what I feel this shloka means to me.
Perfect, Ishaji. Yeah. So you reminded me of one of the Q&A sessions, I think, where Vijayji asked Prabhuji that Guru's grace is flowing equally to all the seekers. Then why is that the progress different for different seekers? And I remember that answer so well. And he said, it is about how a seeker approaches the Guru. The smaller the vessel you have, you get little bit. You approach the big vessel, you get that much. It is the same teaching given by the Guru to all. Right? As you said, like when the seeker is ready, right? Basically, like somebody can keep pouring. You need to get it, right? And you first you want it. You should have that want. Then like you go with like how that open mind to receive it, right? And if we have small or like to some level of doubt, then like that is the amount one will be able to receive. So it is that that like how like the attitude of the seeker matters a lot in how one can benefit from the teaching of a guru, right? Right, and so the readiness of the seeker matters a lot. And also like how serious that seeker is. And you may get something and like one may say that, you know what, this is enough for me, and then like go away. But it's like I heard in one of the talks, I think it's in the Ramakrishna, but where the students are given these chores they have to do, and like one young monk was given the task to clean the vessel, and he was just cleaning it, and one senior approached him, said like, what are you doing? I'm cleaning. Okay, and what did you get from this? No, I'm cleaning it. Then he said, just there is a reason why you are doing everything. The cleaning is basically, we have to keep cleaning our mind every day. Otherwise, like, it's going to collect dust, right? As Santoshi said, the Chitta Shuddhi is what helps to get that the teaching in the purest form, to be able to apply it, right? So in some ways, this coming to satsang is like, we go collect dust and then like come and clean it again, and like be prepared, collect some knowledge and go out and like face the world again, right? Yeah.
True, Saravanan. Thing, no, it's about, the seeker, it's not about want and everything. It's about pure innocence also. When you say innocence, nothing in the head of what to expect, nothing. It's like one child, okay? So imagine a mom and a child. When we have, the mom doesn't teach the child words, she just speaks to the child. And the of the words, she doesn't say this is opposite of cry is, smile. There is nothing like that when a mother is communicating. It's a natural process, and the child is just observing everything without and everything. This is, this is it. So when you go and say, this is a language called English, now they have something called vowels and there is something called verbs. We don't learn the first language like that, a child, we just take in. So that's exactly how, Guru Shishya, I feel it has to be working in, and then comes all this knowledge building and all. The foundation has to be put very like that, the pure innocence of your head will accept much.
Are you there, Ishaji?
Yes,
we lost you in between, yeah.
We lost your last 10 seconds.
Always get out, Shubhaji, of my house and start walking. You said meditation, I had to sit. My network will start breaking now. Go ahead, Saravanan. I think my network is really bad now.
No, we can hear you now.
I can hear you.
We can hear you now.
I'm done. Unless and until you have questions for me, I'm done.
Yeah, so this is another point that is given, connected to your last point. How, like, in Tattva-bodha, Shankaracharya has given like the pre-qualifications, and one of the thing shares is the shraddha of the seeker, right? Like the seeker having approached a guru, there are two things, right? One is the text that is being taught, right? You need to have faith in the text that it is giving it's going to give the right knowledge. And then on the guru who is going to, the text may be right, but the medium is the guru, and you need to have faith that he is going to give us in the purest form without right adding any. So unless the shraddha is there, even if it is given, one may not be able to take full advantage of it, right? So when you said the child innocence, it's like the child just takes it, right? There is no this question put, should I, how much should I trust, right? No, it is taking it everything as is, right? And usually as we grow up, because of the social conditioning, one starts to question, and that's why it says find that guru, and then like reach out to him with respect and render service and learn. And so that itself is actually a big point. And as everyone said, when the time is right, when the seeker is serious and has that fire to learn, only a guru can come. A seeker will not be able to identify a real guru, because a seeker will not be able to even figure out like who is a guru, right?
True.
Yeah, nice points. Thank you, Mr. Yes, Shubhaji. I am also done.
Yeah. So what we can learn from the shloka is, in every Vedic scripture, what we the foremost advice is, we need to have a spiritual guru in order to get into our spiritual path. Even Shankaracharya ji, in one of this thing, he says, until you surrender to a guru, you cannot be liberated from the material energy. So the importance of guru is what is highlighted here. If I have to take, because we can get knowledge theoretically, but it is the guru who will help us in how we can apply that knowledge in our lives. If I have to take my example, I used to think that Mahabharata was just a story, which was like it happened in his long time ago. It was part of our history. But when I look deeply after attending all these classes, and Shri Prabhuji also mentioned, that is when I realized how it can be applied and how it is very much applicable to us. See, I didn't know that. I was just thinking Dhritarashtra was just a king. But later I realized Dhritarashtra is our ignorant mind, and all the Kauravas are the desires and the vasanas, all that. And Pandu and Kunti are Viveka and Vairagya. So all these things I was able to understand only because of the spiritual guru. Otherwise, I would have just thought that Mahabharata happened some time back and it is part of our history and it is a story. So the importance of such enlightened saint is highlighted here in the shloka, so that we can achieve our path of spiritual knowledge. Thank you, Sir.
Just want to add one thing. It's interesting. Like the beginning, when for like Manmeet ji said, just want to know why all the suffering there and why did God create? Such questions lead to this path. The interesting thing is, as we start getting the teaching, slowly we get to realize that, okay, so the whole knowledge is about that false ego, and the truth is something else. And the point is, at that time, that ego has to be ready to surrender. Is like why I'm bringing this point is, Shubhaji talked about surrender, right? If that ego doesn't give up, I think one will not be able to continue. Right? It's like you are trying to drop like who you are till now. It's it's not a easy one, okay? And like one can take it in an interesting way to see, what I want to know, like, is this, if this is not true, what is the truth, right? So that I think that that condition has to be ready to be able to continue. I think I just realized that, yeah. So I don't know. For me, in my path, I don't know when that realization happened, that whatever I was thinking, this ego, it is wrong, it is false, and there is someone else, right? The knowledge has come at some point of time, but I don't know. And now that ego is still there, but it's like, okay, till now I was the only guy. Now there's this yet another powerful guy has been introduced, and like we are going together now. Right? It's not that like the ego has been pushed to a corner. It's just that the ego, like, it thinks like, okay, I can hold on to that guy, and like, I'm a lot more safer now. Let me walk. Yeah, just want to add that. Yeah, Vijayji.
Yeah, Vijay.
Yeah, I have some slides to show. So let me switch the deck. Okay. So this is, like the second chapter, 7th shloka is also a very important shloka. So in terms of the journey of a seeker, the 7th shloka of the second chapter is a very important shloka, where Arjuna says, Krishna, I right now feel very confused and I am unable to decide what is right, what is wrong. I surrender to you to show me the path. So first of all, we need to understand what is that Arjuna is confused about. Just like that, what is that you and I are confused about? What does it mean to learn the truth fundamentally? What is truth fundamentally? We have to be very clear. And you already touched upon it, but who is a spiritual master? Who is a Sadguru? And how is it even possible? And how I can recognize? And what does it mean to offer service? So like that, some 3 important things about what is truth, who is a spiritual master, and what does it mean to render service. So first, let's ask this question. What is truth? If you and I were to ask the simple question, what is truth? Maybe some of us will say, not telling a lie, or saying as it happened. So like that, we may have different interpretations of what is truth. Here, Sri Krishna is referring to truth in a very particular way. So let's understand what is truth. See, for example, if I say, have you seen a rabbit with horns and wings? If I ask you, have you ever seen a rabbit with horns and wings? And if I were to show you a photo also, and if I ask you, see, I have seen this, would you agree? You may say, no, Vijayji, you are simply lying. You are not telling the truth. You're making this up. And nowadays, AI can generate any kind of video, any kind of picture. So it is a lie. So you will say it is not a truth. So then I will ask you another question. Okay, so let's assume this is a lie. Okay, right now, is it day or night? If I ask you, you will very easily look outside the window and say, yeah, it is night. Then I will put a challenge to you. Call your friend in America and find out, is it a day or night now? And your friend in America will probably say, no, it is day now. Then I will again ask you, then you must be lying. You say, no, I'm not lying. Then your friend must be lying. Then you will say, no, my friend is also not lying. Then how can both the things which are not necessarily agreeing, is it day or night, how can both be correct? So like that, we have some such statements in life, is it not? Such statements is what then you and I can call as relative truth. Why is it day here or why is it night here? It all depends upon whether the sunlight is falling on the earth or not. So such statements, we call them as relative truth. Truth which is a statement of a fact which is true in certain circumstances, certain places, for certain people. For example, right now, you may be having a little bit of pain in your left toe, maybe. But you and I may not say that that's a common truth. It's only to you, and that too in a particular place, right? Just like how it is night here and it is day in America. So like that, some statements are true for some people, in some places, in some times. So, for example, true Indian would wear dhoti and kurta. May not be true in today's circumstance. May have been true maybe some 100 years back, right? So like that, certain statements keep changing. But we cannot say that, they're lie. We don't say that, okay, it never happened. We call it as relative truth. In some place, in some time, maybe for some people. However, here, Sri Krishna is talking about something else. He's not talking about either lie or relative truth. Sri Krishna is pointing us, learn the truth. When he says learn the truth, he means that truth which is common for you, me, in all the times, in all the places. Or in other words, some statement of fact that is not changing from person to person, place to place, time to time. As a very simple example, I'm sure all of us already know many such statements because we have been students of Bhagavad Gita. But one very simple statement, none of us can dispute is, anything that is born dies one day. So this is a statement that is true for you, me, for our grandparents, for our grandchildren, whether it is India, America, whether it is any person there or here, right? So this is a statement that can be called as a universal truth. So here Sri Krishna is pointing us or prompting us to learn such truths. If you look at Bhagavad Gita is not about lie or relative truth. Bhagavad Gita is about learning the universal truths. Sarvakalika Satya, or in simple words, Vedanta defines it as Satya. Rest everything, it defines it as Mithya. So what is Satya? That which does not change. Why is it that Sri Krishna is prompting you and me to learn universal truth? Why is it important to learn universal truth? And why not relative truth? Why did he not say, learn that which is common in India, that which is common in America? Why is he talking about learn the Satya or universal truth? Very simple. You and I go through various situations of life. And when we are going through various situations, there's an element of pain or suffering or worry or anxiety. All such things come into us primarily because you and I may not have realized the truth. As a very simple example, if I have not realized the truth about fire, and if I keep putting my hand in the fire, it keeps burning. And if I keep screaming and keep complaining that fire is burning, I would be called as a fool, is it not? Then one of you will come and say, hey, fool, learn that fire burns. When you learn, if you put your hand, fire burns. When you learn, you will not put your hand, or you will know how to handle it safely. Learn that. Won't you tell me? So like that, learning about what is the reality of life, what is the truth of life, how life functions, what is this life all about? I am there, so many people are there, so many places are there, so many situations are there, so many ideas about life are there. Some people say life is all about coming, eating, sleeping, going. Some people say life is about realizing your potential. Some people say life is all about realizing God. Some people say nothing, life has no meaning, no purpose. So many ways by which life is looked at. What is reality of life? What is that life is all about? Because at the end of the day, it is these questions, whether I like it or not, which come and haunt me, is it not? They come and haunt me in different ways. They come and haunt me in terms of maybe stress in work, or fighting in family, or like how Manmiji was saying, certain fundamental questions. Why at all there is so much of suffering? So like that, so many ways by which these fundamental questions are inside you and me. And you and me have another nature, which is, until we find a satisfactory answer, you and I cannot sit quietly. Is it not? That seems to be just very innate in each one of us. If there is a question in us, until you and I find a satisfactory answer, we may postpone finding the answer. But until that answer is found, until that satisfactory answer is found, you and I somewhere feel jittery. It's like tomorrow there is an exam and I have not studied something. When I go to the exam, I still feel very jittery. What if that question comes? What if that question comes? And even if, let's say, the exam is over, I still am feeling very jittery. I never learned that particular thing. What if somebody asks me about that? Let's assume, you got 98 in math. And luckily that question that you did not study did not come. Limit theory, for example. And somebody, you're thinking, oh, everybody's coming and congratulating. Wow, 98. But let them not ask me about that limit because I never studied, right? So you always feel jittery. What if I'm found out? So like that, there is a sense that is always haunting within, a jitteriness. About what? About not knowing something. So that innate quest is there in you and me. And that is what takes us forward in life. The direction of finding the answers. Each one of us wants satisfaction. Each one of us is in the search of an answer. Whatever may be the method. Some of us may find it in the method of going to temples. Some of us may be going to church. Some of us may be in drinking. Some of us may be in working. The method may be 100. But fundamentally, each one of us want a satisfactory answer. We want to be satisfied. And that's why we are doing whatever we are doing. For other person, it may look like a nonsense. But for you, who is doing it, it is very, very precious and pristine, is it not? Please look at it. Whatever activity you have done in your life, you've done with the fullest integrity. In your mind, you have never thought, oh, it is flaky. I'm simply doing. You have never thought like that. For you, it was, whether you're fighting or whether you're writing exam or whether you're feeling anger, whatever it was very real, is it not? So the only question is, so that quest is real, but the direction of the quest, what is the direction in which I'm taking? So that direction, am I in the right direction or not? And what is the direction of my quest should be? How does it change? Or how does it really become oriented correctly? The only way it can be oriented correctly is when I find the right person who can guide me. How so? Very simple, no? In life, you and I, whatever we have learned, from whom we have learned, there is somebody, no? It may be a bird, it may be a tree, it may be your mother, father, from something else you have learned in life. Whatever you've learned, whatever I have learned. So therefore, even in the matter of universal truths, that person is important. But now the million-dollar question is, how do I know who is that person? It is like going back to our favorite example. I want to learn about biryani. How do I know who is the good biryani chef? One is that biryani chef should know how to make good biryani. But much more than that, that biryani chef should be willing to teach. But much more than that, that biryani chef must be a good teacher also. Otherwise, he may be a good chef, but doesn't know how to teach. I will feel mighty confused. Is it not? So some qualifications, no? That chef must be a good biryani chef. That chef must have a willingness to teach. And that chef must also be able to teach in a way that I feel, yeah, I can follow. Is it not? So now that is the case. In the case of biryani, you will go and eat and you'll say, it is very nice. And maybe you'll eat it in 2-3 places and you say, that place where I ate, no, is very nice. Okay, let me go and approach that chef. You approach that chef. That chef says, I don't know how to speak in English. I only know some broken Tamil. Can you understand broken Tamil? And let's say you know only Malayalam. Then what you do? You cannot do anything. So you say tata bye-bye. So you have to find somebody with whom you can have a meaningful conversation. Is it not? So like that, you will go from chef to chef. Then ultimately, through luck or grace or coincidence, whatever the way you want to interpret, you find someone with whom you are able to get these 3 qualifications. So similarly, in the case of spiritual truth teacher, who we call a Sadguru, just like how we said the qualification of a chef, who is a Sadguru who can teach you and me about universal truth or about the reality of this existence and in what direction my quest should be? Who is a Sadguru? The very word Sadguru is an indication. Sat Guru, the one who has realized the truth, is Sadguru. But now comes the $1 million question. How do you and me recognize? With biryani you can eat. With Sadguru, how can you eat? What will you know? What will you test? So in one sense, it seems like an impossible thing. Is it not? Because especially in today's world, you go to YouTube, you search for, say, a spiritual teacher. You'll probably find 100. And in every corner, you will find everybody is a spiritual teacher. In one sense, each one can give you some spiritual advice. Whatever advice, it can be called as, it's a spiritual advice, right? So now, how is that you and I can recognize? How to recognize? So, it's very important that a Sadguru should be able to teach about truth, should be able to teach in a way that it makes sense to you, of course. How do you know that whatever that is being taught is also truth? 2 important criteria there. One is that you should be able to refer to that in Shastras, in the accepted tradition of the truth. What is Shastra? What is Bhagavad Gita? What is Upanishads? These are all revered Shastras, or revered texts that has been passed on generation to generation. So in a way, verified repository of truth. So whatever the Sadguru is teaching, you should be able to find a resonance in the Shastras. But much more than that, very importantly, like how when you eat biryani, you say, very nice. Correct? That's how you come to know that it's a good biryani. Like that, what is that very nice is how you are feeling. Have you started experiencing a sense of peace, a sense of ease, a sense of settling down? Have you started feeling that within yourself, you are now able to connect and handle situations of life easily? Have you started finding that you're able to laugh more often? Have you started finding yourself to be not disturbed by various situations that are coming your way. So these are all the taste of the biryani, equivalent of taste of the biryani. So when you are with the right teacher, you will start experiencing these kinds of changes within yourself. Because that is the only marker you have. There is no way for you to know who is a Sadguru or who is that right teacher. You can only rely on how am I feeling? Do I find that my queries are addressed and I feel satisfied with the whatever the guidance I'm receiving? And with whatever the guidance I'm receiving, am I feeling peaceful? Is my level of disturbance reducing? So Prabhuji gives us one simple litmus test. It is called as FIRE. F-I-R-E. FIRE. Frequency, intensity, and rebound. So frequency. How frequently am I getting into situations which are disturbing? Earlier, it used to be once every day, or twice every day, 3 times every day. Nowadays, it is maybe only once in a month. Okay, frequency. I used to get angry very easily. Now it is reducing. So frequency. Intensity. Earlier, if I fight with my wife, for 2 weeks, I would not speak to her. With my husband, for 1 month, I will not speak to him. But now, within 1 hour, we are able to make up with each other. So intensity is reducing. Rebound. The time to rebound is now very short. Earlier, I would be depressed, sad for weeks together. Now, it's hardly there. So like that, fire is one indicator that you are in the right company. Another way to look at it, the other side of the fire's coin. If fire is one side of the coin, the other side of the coin is a 3L. Light, love, laughter. Are you feeling light? Light as in very, very ease. I feel very easy. Yes, sir. Situations don't disturb me. Oh, it's okay. Whatever comes, it's okay. Earlier I used to feel as if I'm carrying the whole world. Now I feel very light. So there's a sense of lightness. Love. I have started experiencing more and more connectedness with everything and everyone around me. A sense of love, a deep sense of feeling of oneness. I've started developing a sense of love. Laughter. I'm able to now smile more often. Somebody said, today morning we were watching a wonderful talk by a Guru. And, she said, if there is one thing that none of us have to pay for is this smile. The ornament that each one of us can very easily wear, with which we can very easily make friends. But most often, many of us find it very, very difficult. Is it not? So like that, we can start seeing whether love, laughter, lightness is increasing. So fire are these 3L. Like that, I have to start using these markers. And how do these markers really get established in me? Is I have to start with some place where I feel, okay, this is where let me, like how Ishaji said, okay, let me hang on. There seems to be something that making sense. Some other things are not yet making sense, but okay. Is it okay to continue? And is it okay to start following whatever the suggestions? Am I truly involving myself? So seva here means whatever the guidance given by Sadguru, am I following them? Am I truly adopting them? Am I implementing them in my life? Seva unto him doesn't mean that I go and catch his feet, or I am taking food to him, that is not the seva that Sadguru expects. Sadguru, what is the guidance given by the Sadguru? Is seva to others. Take the jnana to others is the seva. Serve the needy is the seva. Do every activity as an attitude of offering is the seva. So like that, what is the true seva for Sadguru? Is not a physical service to him or her. It is the guidance of the seva that Sadguru has given. Have I adopted them? So like that, when I want to realize the universal truth, I have to then approach a realized master. But there is no way for me to know who is realized. So therefore, it can begin with a certain sense of faith. And I will also be guided. Like how Manmiji said, if my seeking is true, I will find the right answers. And if I am at the wrong place, I will be guided appropriately. So don't have to really worry too much. But the fire or the thrill are a good indicator to know, am I in the right place? All right. Any questions or any other additional points? Ishaji, Manmiji?
No, good. All good.
Ishaji,
No,
was,
sir. Yes, sir. You were
Was it-
saying something.
was it clear, Ishaji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As long as you take one food example, I will get it.
Good. All right. Saranji, Shubhaji, anything else to add? Okay.
No,
think-
Then shall we end?
Yeah.
Hari Om.